My roommate texts me, "Go to the hardware store, pick up 2 shovels, and head home now." What we uncovered left me speechless. Because of him, I was on the bus getting awkward and curious glances from passengers around me as I sit there holding 2 brand new shovels and the tattered duffel bag I use for school. It's just filled with books. I think of announcing, but I worry it will only make me seem more guilty of trying to hide a body. It doesn't help that the little house we're renting is an old brick home falling apart and sitting on the edge of the woods. As I pass by our neighbor, Doreen, I'm pretty sure I hear her whisper loudly on the phone that she's about to call the police. "This better be worth it, Jesse," I think as I fumble for my house keys. Jesse beats me to it and jerks open the door. He's standing there in the doorframe, forehead covered in sweat. He looks past me up and down the street before grabbing my collar and pulling me inside. Yep, everyone now thinks we're murderers, is all I can think as I watch him carefully look out from the blinds and lock the door. Finally, I ask him, "Are you going to tell me what this is about?" Yeah, just trying to be careful. Careful about what? Anyone suspecting anything? Dude, I think we're way past that. Just shut up and follow me. Jesse then rushes toward the old dirt basement. I stand there for a moment, wondering if I should go next door to Doreen for help. Sure, she once yelled at me for picking one of her roses to give to a girl I had a crush on. And sure, she was known to mildly chase down random kids who dared to play on her yard. And sure, she stared me down while I mowed the lawn, the entire time while stirring her tea and seemingly never blinking. Okay, maybe let's not do that then. Jesse was using chalk and a tape measure to make various marks along the basement walls. "What are you doing?" He ignored me. I threw down the shovels. "Hey!" He finally stopped and turned to me. "I'm pretty sure we're living in an old speakeasy bar." Wait, what? During the Prohibition, when alcohol was made illegal. I've been working on a research paper on how it affected our local area, and I found evidence that a popular speakeasy bar was located in our town. Rumors say it was boarded up when the cops got close to finding it, but it was forgotten. This old house fits all the clues, and I think something is behind the basement walls. I stared at my roommate in disbelief. How can you be sure? And what would we even find, old booze? Then what? Throw the weirdest college party ever down here. Oh no, if I'm right, we're going to find something far better. He then handed me one of the shovels and pointed to his markings. We dig there, and dig we did, and we dug, and we dug. As we worked, I started to think about the time Jesse thought aliens lived in the woods beside the house. For weeks, he had outdoor trail cameras set up everywhere, swearing, "Once I catch it on video, you'll see what I've been talking about." However, all Jesse eventually caught was some neighborhood kids playing with a giant frisbee they had stuck those light-up necklaces you use during Halloween on so that they could see it in the dark. We dug some more. Then I remembered the time Jesse had the classic photos linked together with a red string, decorating a tiny wall in our kitchen. That was when he swore Doreen must have killed her husband. Why? Because it just seemed like something Doreen would do. Jesse followed her around for weeks, eventually only stopping when the cops visited our place to ask what he was doing. We were still digging. We had found nothing. We both started to get frustrated, and finally, I threw my shovel down. "Man, why do I listen to you? You're always coming up with the most backwards theories." I sit down and rub the blisters forming in my hands. I was exhausted and had a ridiculous amount of homework to do. I needed to go upstairs and leave this crazy mess behind, but I just sat there instead. I watch as Jesse stands still, deep in thought. "Backwards," he says softly, breaking our silence. He then runs to the opposite wall, shouting, "The clues were backwards." I watch him start to dig, and against my better judgment, get up to help him. We both freeze when we hear a clink. We throw down the shovels and start to dig with our hands, frantically pulling away packed dirt and roots. We eventually pull out a large metal chest from the wall. The first thing we see are dozens of old photos of the speakeasy bar, proving Jesse's crazy story right. Then, hidden under the photos are several stacks of old bills. Jesse looks at me and smiles. Something tells me we won't have to worry about those student loans.